All right, y'all, Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all like this video, subscribe to my channel. Now it's time for us to have some NBA talk. So, the Golden State Warriors All-Star Andrew Wiggins has re-upped. He's agreed to a 4-year, $109 million extension with the Golden State Warriors, which means that Andrew Wiggins is now tied to the Golden State Warriors for 5 years and $143 million. $143 million of them things. That's crazy, man. Especially, and it's a really, really good thing for him because a lot of people felt like Andrew Wiggins was considered a bust. He was nowhere near what people perceived him to be or people expected him to be. They're like, man, this dude is not going, he's not of the ilk that y'all think he is. Especially when he was coming out of high school, people thought he was like the next LeBron James. Like, oh my God, this dude is going to be this. He's going to be this basketball giant, the next basketball god. And he never reached that status. People wondered about his passion for the game. They felt like, you know what, this dude is not, he don't got the assertiveness to be a superstar in this league. Now he proved his worth, made a championship run with the Golden State Warriors. And now he got that big hefty bag that he was probably looking for a minute, right? Also, that's not the only person that the Golden State Warriors signed to an extension. They also signed Jordan Poole. Yes, Jordan Poole, they got folded. Folded like clothes after you leave the laundromat, right? The one that got folded by Draymond Green. Jordan Poole just signed a 4-year, $140 million extension after he was seeing stars, like he was sitting inside of a Wraith from a Draymond Green punch, right? Jordan Poole got $140 million for 4 years. Now, all this does is tell me that the Golden State Warriors are going to part ways with Draymond Green at some point. It's going to be over with Draymond. Draymond, his time and tenure with the Golden State Warriors has run its course. He's caused a lot of problems internally amongst the team, and they probably like, you know what, it's in our best efforts to move forward. And not only that, they not gonna have the money to pay Draymond probably what he wants. He got $100-some million the last time around. He not getting that no more after they didn't pay these brothers this type of bread. He not getting that, you know. So if he's not going if they don't let him walk at the end of the year, I wouldn't be shocked if he forces a trade by All-Star break and try to go over there with LeBron James in the LA Lakers. That very well may be the next move for them, right? Now let me talk about, Jordan Poole and his deal. Now look, I like Jordan Poole. He's a very good player, but Jordan Poole is not worth no $140 million to me. I'm sorry, I don't see $140 million. Jordan Poole ain't even been an all-star yet. But he getting like superstar all-star salary. $35 million for a guy who ain't been an all-star yet, that's massive overspending. To me, like he ain't even been on all-star level yet and y'all willing to pay him 35 M's? And also, man, a lot of guys look good playing alongside the greatest shooters to ever play this game in Steph Curry and Klay Thompson because they're going to be open a whole lot. They're going to be open a whole lot, and if they are pretty solid marksmen, they're going to knock down them shots. So I'm not saying the boy Trevor, but he's very good. I don't see 35 M's a year yet. Hell, I don't see that. Hell no. Hell no. Maybe y'all feel like something different, but I just don't see it. That brother's agent is the real MVP because for him to get Golden State to sit down and say, you know what, 35 M's for this brother. They got to be convinced he is the third splash brother, and it can't be like, no, they not teetering on it. They not unsure about it. They just got to know it. People were calling him the third splash brother, but we're really going to see. You know what I mean? You got to show consistency in doing that, and you got to improve every year. Right? When you're young like Jordan Poole is and they give you that bag, you can't be averaging on 17 a game. They're going to want you to get into them 20s. They're going to want you to go and consistently be year in, year out in them 20s. 22, 23. They're going to want you to be in that range for 35 M's. And it might be hard to get playing along Steph and Klay, but you got to be in a 21, something like that. You got to get that. You got to scratch that. 21, maybe 22, especially in a high-scoring league of the NBA. They can have 3 guys averaging 20 a game. For sure, they can do it without question. Especially with the way that they play and the scoring and the shooting that they do, right? But nah, fam, this 35 M's for Jordan Poole. I don't care what nobody say. Jordan Poole got an extra $40 million for the pain and suffering that came with the humiliation of that punch video being released to the public. The brother got $40 million just from pain and suffering from being humiliated like that in that video. They like, look, we got to compensate you, brother, for this. I don't know how this got out. It was a blunder on our part. We sorry this is going to probably follow you for a while. We sorry. We get that. We get that it could have embarrassed you. We get that. Your family had to see that. So, brother, we're going to give you this extra 40 M's for compensation. And we hope and pray you turn out to be who we think you possibly are. You know what I mean? We hoping that you're going to turn out, but we're not sure yet. But, hey, get this extra 40 million just because, hey, we hoping you may very well do that. And we got to pay you somehow for the humiliation you were, like, rendered from that video being released to the public or being released to TMZ, who released it to the public. Right? Because I'm like, man, hell no. They had to pay that brother for the damage from that video, man. That video did damage to his reputation, to his image. He can't get tough with nobody in the league. He can't even huff and breathe heavy around somebody for saying, oh, hell no. You got your ass laid out like Deontay Wilder laid out Robert Helenius. You ain't bucking up at me. You ain't bucking up at me, fam. You not, nah, bruh. Nah, fam. You not. He got laid out like Caleb Plant laid out Anthony Durrell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. You not talking tough to nobody, Jordan Poole. Don't try to be tough. Don't try to be boking. Like, don't try to jump up and poke your chest out like you Superman, like you got an S on your chest. Because they're going to always pull that card and say, nah, fam. Look what Draymond did to you. You ain't nah, bro. And so he got to live with that for his time in the NBA. Now, he can always prove people wrong and knock somebody else out. But you don't want to lose no bread and lose no M's over no silliness or foolishness like that. But sometimes you got to prove a point that people trying to steady pick with you and pluck at your tail. Like, fam, you got to do something about it. So, I don't know. But, again, they had to pay that brother after that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get the best after the worst stuff. Excuse me. Sometimes you get the best after the worst stuff didn't happen to you, right? Hell, I would get punched to get a bag like that extra 40-something. That bag like that, I don't care. I would get punched for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm punching back, though. We fighting. I'm whooping Draymond every day. I'm going to keep fighting him until I win at some point. Some point, I got to prevail. At some point, I'm going to be fighting him every day. We just going to keep going at it every day. We're going to get in them gloves. If we got to get in the gloves just to prevent injuries from breaking a hand or something, let's get in the gloves. I got to whoop on you. I got to catch you and whoop you. I got to drop you with something heavy. Until that happens, we're going to fight every day after that because Draymond was out of pocket with that. I mean, knocked him out, had the boy knees buckling, folded that boy like a lawn chair at the family reunion. You know, but hey, it is what it is, man. But the Andrew Wiggins signing, that's a good signing for Golden State because Andrew Wiggins can do almost everything that Draymond can do. Andrew can get assists, he can defend, and he can score the rock in ways Draymond Green only wished in his dreams he could do, right? Like, Draymond can't score like Andrew Wiggins, and I ain't saying Andrew just prolific, like this just outrageous scorer, but he give you 18, 19 a game. You know what I mean? 20 a game. Like, he can give you that at times, especially playing along Klay and Steph. He can do that. He can give you 18, 19 points that you need. Draymond giving you 5 a game, 4, 5 a game at best at this point in his career, at this juncture of his career. So he can't do that, you know? So Andrew Wiggins can do everything. Like, he can do everything that Draymond could do, and he don't get technical fouls, so he's not a liability in that department. So it's like, going to say like, hey, man, we going to go with the young boy. You know, we going to pay him because he seems to be the future of this organization, and he's going to have us with some upside for many years to come playing alongside Jordan Poole as Steph and Klay possibly maybe get older, but we know shooting never wears out. Shooters stay in the league for a long time. Now, the speed and coming off them screens may slow at some point, but that shot always going to be deadly for Steph. It's going to last. That's what, hell, Kyle Korver lasted in the league for years strictly off a jumper, off a three-point shot. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is this. I'm going to say this. I didn't say it in the previous video when discussing Draymond. Andrew Wiggins will never be the emotional leader that Draymond Green is. Draymond Green galvanizes them. He was the emotional leader even when KD was there. When KD and Steph were playing alongside each other, alongside Klay Thompson, Draymond Green got them going. He inspired them. He galvanized the troops. Every single time, he got them with the right tenacity, with the right meanness to be able to get teams up out of there. He had them playing with that type of, with the type of tenacity, with that type of, like, I guess, that temerity. Like, I don't care who it is. We smashing everybody in this arena. Draymond got them playing like that. And if Draymond goes, nobody on their roster can do that, can galvanize guys in that way to have the dog in them that they need to go against certain teams in the Western Conference and hell, whoever comes out of the Eastern Conference Finals. None of them on the roster outside of Draymond Green can galvanize them like that. Nobody can inspire that dog in them in the way that they need to win a championship. As much as I love Steph, He can't do it. John B. little son, John B. Jr., Klay Thompson, he can't do it either. He can talk a little mess and smack, but he can't galvanize no troops in the way Draymond can. You know, emotionally with like speeches and all of that, and get them with the right type of spirit in them. He can't have them with that dog-like spirit. And I think that could be troublesome for them in their championship runs without Draymond. I don't know if they can awaken that dog they need to beat certain guys. You know what I'm saying? You need that. And I don't know if Steph don't necessarily have that dog like that. He's a killer with the shot, but at times we've seen him not have certain type of dog in him to get certain things happening. You know? He ain't never played it without Draymond to kind of like get them riled up and be the emotional leader to kind of get scrums going. For them to kind of like get riled up and get their energy to the right level to be dogs. Draymond always been there for that. Klay ain't doing it. Man, no, bro. None of them. Jordan Poole ain't doing it for damn sure. They ain't gonna believe him. He doing it. Andrew Wiggins, hell no. Kevon Looney, hell no. None of them can do that. So they gonna miss Draymond in that department. But hey, Golden State needed to sign them boys.